everybody, my name is Farmer Phil, and in today's video, the old L200 2006, she is finished. Father Phil is after buying himself a new to us Jeep to replace the L200. The L200 has served us for 20 years, bought it new in 2006. It was an ex-demo, and yeah, it has served us well. She's still running, she's still driving, but what has happened is, while pulling a trailer, and she was still in test, the chassis in there split and the whole back end just sunk down. I actually think there's still test on it, but she's finished. We are probably going to keep it just to ferry stuff in and out from the house to the yard. It frees up the gator in case the gator needs to do anything. And buying a new Jeep has been threatening for probably the last 10 odd years. Uncle Ian bought this Jeep new, and every time it came to, well, go to the test, there was springs had to be done, there was a shock or something. I was, will we buy or will we fix? She was still running, we fixed it. There is, I don't know how, there should be about 500,000 kilometers on it. There's 401,000, and the odometer works some of the time, so there's at least 500,000 on it. And as you can see, that's what she's mostly used for, moving stuff. Toolbox. So we'll keep it for that purpose. But she served us very well over the years. It's been all over Ireland, all over the UK. I remember one time we went from, you picked me up from school, we went to Portlaoise.
Oh yeah, Portlaoise.
Went to Portlaoise to a limousine meeting with
With a trailer.
a trailer. We went all the way to Larne, across Belfast, Larne, across to Cairnryan, into Glasgow.
Yeah, outside Glasgow, we've got the Continental 20.
Yeah.
Outside of Glasgow. A very hilly country.
Yeah.
And then back down and on the ferry. That was enough rough crossing that night.
Yeah. I remember another time we went to look at the combine that's in the shed in there. We drove to...
We left here at 11 o'clock, and at 11 o'clock the next day we were in...
Inverness,
Aberdeen, just outside of Aberdeen.
Yeah.
At the combine, exactly 12 hours.
And then we drove down to Cambridge.
Done the auctions in Cambridge.
You bought the sprayer.
We went over to look at the sprayer where it was in, where was it? Somewhere outside of Birmingham, and we got the ferry back from Holyhead.
Holyhead,
We were away for 4 days.
Yeah. So there's a lot of stories could be told. I can remember going when we were younger, going away in it, and Eric with his little red bucket, because he didn't travel that terribly well. They're just, yeah, it's been everywhere. It's done a lot, but she's finished. Father Phil had a go at seeing could he bring back, we have her bent back up, see could we do a patchwork on that, but the tin is gone. She's just rotting through. But the engine and the transmission is still good in her. So for as long as she keeps driving, she'll keep running between the 2 yards. And if you're wondering, we've been using the Defender for the last while, but the Defender's a bit more of a show pony than a farming Jeep. So it's for more doing the shows and that's Liv's pony. So we needed a new farm Jeep. And we're going to go pick up the Jeep and have a look around your man's yard. He wants to do a bit. And yeah, so anyways, the L200 served us very well. So we've just arrived here at Smith Motor Sourcing, and this is where Father Phil is after buying his new Jeep. So we'll go in, we'll chat Brian.
Or I can talk to you about this lady, the way it's kitted out. This Jeep was sold to a company above in Dublin. They carry a lot of expensive tools. They're a civil engineering company, and they wanted a canopy that was robust and, you know, I suppose to make sure their tools were safe. There's access from each side and access from the back. If there's something heavy, we put a rolling floor in it. That rolling floor can hold up to 150 kgs. And we also do side steps, so basically any part you want for an Amarok, we sell them here.
Yeah.
All the different types of side steps. You can see the different roof rails, different lids. These are all Jeeps we've just finished. Setting them up the way the customer wants. This one's after getting a set of 20-inch alloy wheels with all-terrain tyres. This one here we're after putting a 3-piece lid on the back, and this one here we're after putting a rolling lock with a canyon.
So it's more or less you pick your Amarok you want, and then you customise it to the spec.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Finish it the way you want it. So everything goes through an AA inspection. It goes through a 101 point check. and we only sell vehicles with premium level cover, which is the highest level of cover you can get. That's breakdown assist, it's roadside assistance. God forbid if something did happen to your Jeep on the side of the road, the AA will come out and either get you going or recover your vehicle.
Yeah.
The main reason we've gone into the Volkswagens, look at, I was brought up on a farm. You'll see the farm next door here. We knew nothing, only Toyotas up until a couple of years ago, and then unfortunately the chassis on Amaroks and Toyota Hiluxes and Land Cruisers started to give trouble and costing a lot of money to fix. So that's when we made the shift over to VWs. That was the main starting point of it, and then they've just taken off. People realise how good they are. They're really an all-round vehicle. You can use them as a family vehicle. You know, you can be off with lads at a game. You know, an hour later you can have a cattle trailer behind you pulling cattle to a mart or a factory. They'll do absolutely everything. We also import the new Volkswagens. We don't sell the 2 litres. The 2 litres have a wet belt, and look at the wet belt. Anyone that knows anything about them, they're renowned for giving trouble. So sometimes I get lads ringing me up saying, Brian, will you bring me in a 242 or a 241 new Volkswagen 2 litre? I say, no, I'll have to stop you there. We don't do it. These are all 3 litres. We have a Panamera there as well, a blue one. That's a 242 and that's a 232. And then we have a selection of the older Volkswagens. But for me, I am always very honest, I still love the older Volkswagen. I think they're a far better pickup. These are lovely to look at and they are very nice to drive. Not being a great salesman here, but being totally honest, they're a workhorse. They're just an all-rounder. We have some men that will not change over from Toyotas. We have a small corner there down there that are Toyotas that are all AA approved, and the chassis are good in them. In fairness to Toyota, you know, they're standing over their Jeeps. They've brought in a safety campaign. That is, if any Jeep up to the age of 12 years of old, so from 2014 on, if the chassis fails on it, Toyota will stand over it.
Yeah.
And under the safety campaign, to take the Jeep away, they replace the whole chassis on the vehicle. So in light of that, we started bringing in Toyotas from Japan. We have 2 exceptional machines here. This black Land Cruiser here is a Land Cruiser, GR Land Cruiser. She's the first one into the country. It arrived in early January. We only got the VRT back on it the other day. It's 43,000 euros for the vehicle registration tax on that vehicle. It's a 5-seater, it's a 3.3 litre. It has every extra you can think of. Sorry about the dog, Freddie. It has a fridge, heated seats, cooled seats, JBLs. It's just fully loaded. And when you start it up, you can hear the pure grunt out of it. You know, it's a class piece of kit. So that's one. The reason we've gone to Japan is, well, number one, you can't get that vehicle here in Ireland. They don't manufacture them. They're not brought into the country. But the main and sole reason we went to Japan is, if you buy a Jeep from Japan, the steel in the chassis is made from scratch. It's not recycled steel. And I suppose the big...
steel.
Yes. 7-seater in the bronze, real tidy piece of kit, class piece of kit as well. It has the brown leather on it. It's nice machine as well. So yeah, that's the new venture. These Amaroks are getting harder and harder to get. So that's why our business has looked at bringing in the likes of these. I'll go through the 4-stage process. I was into Jerry Kerrigan, it's fully serviced. He looks over the Jeep, he checks if there's anything it needs for its test. Then we use Reynolds commercials down in Athlone. They're very good. Walterstown, Liz and the team down there are fantastic. The Jeeps are undersealed at step 4, and then they come here and we finish off any little bits. They were telling us great stories about the L200 and whatnot and the dents and the banks, and I said they want something that's going to last. Automatically things were coming on in my head that I was thinking I could add to your Jeep to make it more suitable for the line of work you're in. I'm going to bring you to your Jeep here in a minute and we'll show you the few things, but if men are out off-road a lot, you know, or out in rough terrain, sump guard is very important. Also these spoiler bars, you can get a number of different spoiler bars. We like to use the one, the double spoiler bar, so you know there's more in it. So Phil, have a look at that and see what you think. I suppose very important. If you come back to us in a few years' time, we won't have to put this Jeep up on a ramp. Seeing as you bought it from here, we know every Jeep that leaves this yard is completely undersealed. If you come on in here with me, you'll see the chassis the whole way to the front. the strut, the spring, the calipers, anywhere that can rust is basically done. And then we put this heavy duty sump guard that goes right the way to the front as well, to protect the bottom of the engine. That's one little downfall, I suppose, with the Amaroks. They have no real sump protection.
Oh, okay.
So we look at very handy little piece of equipment that keeps the whole bottom of the engine and the sump
Yes.
right. But if you look at every metal component that can rust has been treated, you know, right the way under the floor. On the older Jeeps you'll find they'll be very rusty in where the chassis mounts and stuff are, but you can see how well that is. There is 6 mil in the wall of the chassis. Some people are saying, is it going overboard? Prevention is better than the cure.
Happy out?
Happy out.
I hit the road.
Hit the road, right?
Right. Get you back at the house. And here we have it, the new farm Jeep, Father Phil's new Jeep, 2016 Volkswagen Amarok. And she is pretty damn cool. I gonna say it's an even sure is the spec of it, but then it was spec'd out with the bar, all the extras, the alloys, side steps, things, and then it did have a cabin on the back of it, but because we want to be able to put the umbilical pump in it for moving around, we went with the canyon bar and we got them to take the back off it. And now it's been a couple of weeks since we filmed that first bit, so we've had it a couple of weeks now. We just wanted to run it for a bit and then, you know, then go on and, you know, say what we want to say about it. But she looks mean. It's a fair old jump from the old jalopy there, but she did service very well to go to this. And yeah, now we did have 2 issues with it since we bought it. It did break down on Father Phil on the road. Now, to be fair, Brian come to picked it up, they brought it back, they fixed it. A water pipe burst on it, and we done no harm, but just had to get a new water pipe behind it, and they done that for us. And then another day there was a problem with the starter, and again the AA come out, picked it up, brought it, fixed it, dropped it back. So I cannot fault them, cannot fault Brian and the lads. They've looked after us. But yeah, she's some animal. She's some animal. A V6, and she is some yoke to go. It is very powerful. I'd nearly go as far as say it's nearly as powerful as the Subaru, which is an STI. One of the things, now I've drove it a small bit but not a lot, but Father Phil says it is no thirstier on diesel than the L200, and he's absolutely in love with it. It is incredibly comfy. It's a bigger Jeep, it's higher, it's taller. You could swing drums of diesel out of the back of the L200. You can't really just swing a drum of diesel out of the back of this. It's going to take a bit more muscle mass just to get it up that extra bit. It's a leather interior. It is very, very nice. Apple CarPlay is a fair old step up. And saying that, now Alfie's not here, but Alfie, Father Phil's dog, is banned from getting in this, which is just, yeah, it's very, very surprising now. Very, very, very surprising. I suppose when it comes to why do we buy an Amarok and that, we've been kind of looking out for a Jeep for a long time, and because of how well the L200 had done, Father Phil was really kind of set on getting a fresh L200, and that's kind of what he had in his mind. And we had been looking at a good few Jeeps, but he was hearing a few little bad stories about the newer L200s. We know a lot of people with Amaroks. We know a lot of people that have bought Amaroks off Smith's Motor Sourcing, Brian. We know an awful lot of people who have. And Father Phil talking to different people, and everyone's saying the Amarok was the Jeep to get, the Amarok, and the Amarok. So that's why we went to Brian. We had a look at what he had in stock, and this one just caught our eyes. She stands out, and she looked at it, and to be fair, we looked at it, and the deal was done that day we looked at it, and he just fell in love with it. If this Jeep does as much as the L200 has done, we'll be very, very happy with this car. Now there's one other extra we have to put in it. Now I don't know where they are, but we bought them off Oho Sparky. He's a set of laser lights to go in the front of this. I just don't know where they are to show them. We'll have to get them sorted. You cut out the grill and you put in a light, and it has an LED flasher in it, and it's like an extra light as well. So it'll be handy when we're moving combines and stuff that they'll be in it. So that's the only thing we've to do with it. But yeah, she looks pretty mint. So yeah, it's a long time coming, but it's done it. There's a new Jeep in the yard. Now L200, she lasted as long as she was going to, and we'll keep using her for ferrying in and out stuff. It's just handy for that. But she's off road now, so this is the new road pony to get us around and about. So yeah, big thanks to Brian for showing us around his yard and his stuff. It was interesting to see. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you have any questions or anything like that, let me know in the comments down below. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and as always, please like and subscribe to the channel. Videos every Wednesday and Sunday. That's it from me. Just have to wait for Father Phil to come in, and then we're back off at slurrying this girl. And you do feel bad. The other day, I got a good bit of slurry on my top, and he was like, take off that jumper and throw it into the back. You're not getting into the Jeep with that jumper. So, yeah, should be minded anyways. But anyways, look, I hope you enjoyed it. That's it from me. Good luck.